It's the Moss Minute.
Hey everyone, welcome to this edition of the Moss HR Minute. I'm Nicole Moss. I'm the co-founder of Moss Consulting HR Services. We help owners solve the people challenges and operational challenges shaping today's workplaces. On this show, we sit down with leaders, experts, and entrepreneurs and uncover the real issues that business owners are facing in today's fast-moving world. I'm here today with JQ Segl, who is the president of Segl Consulting, a seasoned business developer with over a decade of experience in channel distribution, new market expansion, sales strategies, team creation, and marketing innovation. You've done it all.
A little bit.
A little bit of everything. JQ has led sales and marketing organizations across the US, Canada, and Latin America, including partnerships in wireless technologies, and most recently supporting Paradigm Traffic systems in a national expansion initiative.
We are working on expanding in several states, yes.
Okay. And that's why we're working together. We're getting into those states. So here's how this show works. I'm going to ask JQ 5 hard-hitting business questions that owners are struggling with right now. He's going to give his answer in 1 Moss Minute. That's just 60 seconds, and then we'll dive into those deeper together. Are you ready?
As far as I'm going to be.
Okay.
Thank you so much for having me.
Of course. Let's jump in. So let's jump into our first question. You're going to answer in 60 seconds. Steve's going to time you. It's going to be a fun little thing. So you have scaled into multiple regions, the US, Canada, Latin America, and helped companies expand intelligently and with purpose. So what's the biggest mistake that you think business owners might make when entering a new market, and how could they approach expansion more strategically? Can you walk us through that in 1 Moss Minute?
Just 1 minute. Oh, well, that's a really interesting question. A tough one too, because it depends on what you're trying to do and how you're trying to expand.
Okay.
So, of course, just with everything in life, the first thing you need to do is do your research, right?
Okay.
Start by analyzing your market, analyzing the people. But, something that I've come to learn over my years of experience is that the most important asset that your company have is the people.
Yes.
Because you can't really move without communicating properly. So before starting going into, I want to expand into this territory, I want to expand to this country, I think the first thing you need to do is make sure that your company understands the vision, understands the why. Mm-hmm. Most of the times as entrepreneurs, leaders, we try to do things without properly communicating to the entire company what we're trying to do. But if everybody understands what the goal is, what the purpose of the organization is, then they will run with you and they will help you.
Yeah.
They will help their whole organization get where you want to get. So do your research, but first communicate to the entire company what you're trying to do. I think that'll be
I love it. I think that was exactly 1 minute. Woohoo! I agree. I can't agree more. And I think that one thing that entrepreneurs, and we like to call our clients very much like yourself, is creative entrepreneurs. These are not people who have MBAs. These are people who are excellent at their craft, and then they went and started a business because they're good at it and they're entrepreneurs and they want to create. And a common trait amongst entrepreneurs is like, let's go. Like, they'll all figure it out. Let's start running. And we're visionaries. We're not thinking about the plan. We're just going to go build this thing and they will follow. But you're right. And every successful entrepreneur and these 2 people of our team, Ashley and Hesha, who you just met, they also talked about this. It's all about communication and it's all about clear expectations. No one wants to show up to do a bad job.
Absolutely.
And I think that entrepreneurs, we need to slow down and say, here's what we expect. Here's what we want you to do. Help us. Right. Because people want to rally around and grow things with you, but communication is everything. So that's
100%.
That's awesome. So what do you think the minimum viable validation a company should get before committing resources to expanding?
Wow. Expanding into new territories, into new markets.
New markets.
New validation, is that what?
Yeah, just what's the minimum? What do you think is, where should they be? How soon should they start looking into expand?
I see. Well, as soon as possible.
Okay.
I think, well, here's the thing, as a company, you need to be flexible enough to understand that sometimes you need to grow and you need to expand, although you might not even be ready for it.
Okay.
I think again, it goes back to research. You have to understand where your market is, and more importantly, where you think your market is going to go, so that you're ready for it. So looking at validation point, well, of course, a company is successful not by the number of POs they're getting, but it's more of the validation they're getting for their clients. If your clients are giving you a thumbs up, are giving you green light, and say, oh my God, you guys are working, that's validation enough to keep growing, keep growing, keep growing. Now, having said that, it's like a rubber band, right? Don't stretch too thin, right? So always expand within your means. But again, it goes back to you do your homework, do your research, make sure that your clients are satisfied that you are solving their pain points, right? And if you're doing that, and if the clients are giving you feedback that you are actually doing it, then that's validation enough in my book to keep moving forward.
To go.
Expand. Expand.
I love it. I think that on that note, I think a lot of entrepreneurs experience, and it's kind of a buzzword these days, but like imposter syndrome of, we're not ready, or we're not big enough, or no, that's a struggle. What do you think about that?
Well, it is a struggle, but again, it goes back to if people like what you do. Say, for example, in my own experience, I don't do advertising.
Okay.
It's all word of mouth.
Right.
And the reason I like it that way is because if people are reaching out to me and they want to become a part of our organization, they want to become my client, it's because somebody else has said good things about the things that we're able to do for them.
Sure.
So it's a little bit, oh my God, am I doing the right things for them? But if the recommendations come from your own clients and they will part of the, in my case, Segl family, then by all means, just keep growing, keep doing it. You are not an imposter. You are growing.
Yeah.
And as a kid, you think that all grown-ups they have it all figured out. It's not true. We're all trying to find out what to do in life, right?
Yeah.
We know that. So it's the same with companies.
Okay, fair enough. That's we see that, we feel that internally, is that I can't believe we're growing like we are, which is so exciting. And our clients feel it too. They're like, oh, are we ready? Are we ready for more people? And I think it's a pretty common thing that self-doubt, I think, is normal. But you're right. That's a really good point, that when your clients are validating you, 95% of our business is referral based, and we're very, very proud of that. It sounds like that's the way you operate as well. And it's humbling. And I think that
it really, and what is great too, right?
Yeah.
It's a good. Like, hey, we must be doing something right.
Must be. we always say, like, people keep paying the invoices.
Your company is doing great. It's also nice.
Thanks, Jake.
Awesome.
It's I think too, and you mentioned it, like when your clients want to be part of your family, we call it our Moss family too. It's you get to know the people that you work with, and you care about them, and it's we have really cool clients, which makes it easy to work with, and Paradigm, of course, included, and it's great. So I went off on a tangent. I apologize. It's just, you spun some gold there for a second. Question number 2. Are you ready? Okay. Channel strategy can make or break a sales organization, as you know. What should a business owner look for when building channel partners? And maybe what's the biggest mistake that companies might make when trying to scale through distributors or reps? Explain that in 1 Moss minute.
Right. Another tough one. Very good questions, by the way.
Thanks.
So don't make a mistake of going with the bigger distributor just because they have the bigger name.
Okay.
I will, again, it's all, in my mind, in my case, my experience, and my personal experience, it's been all about what service is being provided and how the companies are resolving the things. Sometimes the guys that have the bigger names are not necessarily the guys that are providing the best service. They are just well known. People just try to go with them. So every time I've tried to expand into new distribution levels, again, the research, who's distributing here, who are the big players, who are the lesser players, and one of the things that I identified is sometimes when you go with the big guys and they are distributing 37, 40 different products, they're not going to have time to talk about your company, or they only give you 2 minutes. But if you go with someone who is a medium size or a smaller size, they will be passionate about talking about you. They will put a lot of effort and energy in order to try to convey your message. So I usually, when we expand, I try not to go with the big ones first. I try to go with medium or even smaller size companies, as long as they meet our philosophy, which is always client first. I mean, what do they want? How can we solve their problems? That's my advice.
I love it. That's perfect.
Woohoo!
What's the hardest part of keeping channel partners engaged and loyal over a long period of time?
Well, depends on what you're doing. And technology-wise, it's easier, I guess, if you are always developing new products, because then that's easy. You can just talk with them. Hey, this is the new gadget. Look at the new things that we have. So that's really easy. If your company is constantly developing, then that's easy to engage. If you are not constantly developing, then the biggest challenge is to create ways to engage them. Okay, do we do webinars? Do we do newsletters? Do we do in-visit sites? Do we try to engage them in some other ways? So it's you have to be really creative. That's when I always been a big supporter of bringing marketing people to help us develop strategies to get engagement from there. So create contests, create some prizes, create. In some cases we've given monetary benefits if there's to the sales guys directly, rather than just going through to the companies. And the companies are okay with that. If you want to give my sales guys some bonuses, go for it, right?
Yeah.
So again, it varies. It depends on what you're trying to do. If you are always innovating technology-wise, it's an easy one. If not, then you have to be really
creative.
Oh yeah, you got to be super creative.
Yeah, that's interesting. Steve, in Steve's past life, he was in commercial audio video sales, and they had it was like spiff cards that they would get for selling certain items, and we loved spiffs, and it was very smart. it was great. If he sold, it was like dollars by inch. So if he would come home and be like, I sold 100 Panasonic TVs or something, and I knew that on that we had a little Panasonic card, and so they incentivized him to do that.
So there you go.
And he would.
They will talk about Panasonic and nothing else.
We loved
that's
Panasonic.
Perfect. Exactly.
I still love Panasonic. It was great.
There's your answer. Make them love you. There you go. There you go.
Yeah, they did it. It was excellent. Perfect. That's just by evidence of our own experience with that. Panasonic's great. What were the other ones? Epson was excellent. And look, I know nothing about this, and I'm out here still years later talking about that. So it worked. Okay, question number 3. We're going fast. So you've built teams in operations, sales, marketing, engineering, and distribution. You've done a ton of stuff, JQ. That's
it's a small industry.
Fair enough. When a company grows quickly, what are the first roles or systems that need to stabilize before scaling in 1 minute?
Well, all the admin part, your finances, right? Make sure that that's taken care of. Legal stuff, right? Taxes, all that. Make sure that all the bases are covered.
Yep.
So that you can just grow and not worry about those things in the future. So having a solid administrative team will allow you to let the sales guys and the marketing guys just run amok, right?
Okay.
But as long as you have it's like a body, right? You need a strong core. Once you have that core of finance, operations, administration, then the rest will follow. Suit, I think.
Okay. And what's one leadership habit that could transform a struggling team into a performing one?
Right. So as a leader, I mean, it sounds cliche, but as a leader, you are not really pulling or pushing. It really depends on your team. But it's all about, again, the people, right?
Yeah.
A lot of bosses there think that just by being authoritarian, you can get people to generate results for you. Whereas I don't believe that. I think that as a leader, as a supervisor, you're more a facilitator. You already have a team, or you are creating a team of people that they know what they do. I mean, they're all grown-ups. So one of the things that I always tell my people whenever I start working with anybody is that they have my trust. They don't need to gain my trust. I mean, you are here. You're really working on this. I trust you 100%. Let's run together. I'll help you facilitate whatever you need in order to get your job the right way. So it is very, very important to make sure that everybody in the company feels comfortable and responsible of their own area, of their own work It's fear, right? Because if you own it, you're like your own little boss, right? Of your small or big area in the company.
Sure.
And if you're in power and you can do whatever you think is necessary for the company, well, then you will do it. So as a leader, again, it's just help them, guide them, and then nudge them. Oh, yeah, you're going great. Oh, maybe not here, maybe over there, but let them run. Let them run. Empower them.
Yeah, some of the greatest leaders that I've ever had the opportunity to work with have exactly that. That, it's like, you know what you're doing. I hired you because you know what you're doing. I'm going to trust you to run.
Absolutely.
I'll support you. Whatever you need, please tell me. That is a level of control to give up as a business owner.
It's
that is not
easy,
natural.
especially as an entrepreneur, right? Because I can do this, but no, let them.
Yeah.
You know what? They had to make mistakes. That's where you learn.
Yeah.
Right? You keep them. If you're not making mistakes, you're not learning. You're just doing the same things over and over. No,
Right.
go on and make mistakes. Learn from them. Don't make the same mistake again, though.
Right.
And just keep learning and growing. That's the way it is. And
Yeah.
it's very satisfactory just to keep doing that.
It is. It's so fun to watch people grow on your team.
It's
We
awesome. It's awesome.
have a young lady on our team. I got to brag about her for a second because I literally this morning I got a little teary-eyed listening to her in a meeting because she came to us. She didn't have any HR experience. I'd known her from my real estate life prior to this, and she came in kind of meek, learning 2.5 years ago, and today she ran a meeting, and I just had the luxury of sitting in by accident. I wouldn't normally be on this meeting. I was just kind of by proxy listening, and she owned the tempo. She answered the questions. She had such confidence, and I really did have this moment of just, I'm so proud of her. It makes me it makes me emotional right now because we've watched her buy a house. We've watched her really lead her life. Like Steve too. We're like, she's incredible, and it's so fun to have been part of. She did it all. We did give her the guardrails a little bit, but just that's what this is.
Awesome.
It's all
That's
about.
super cool.
Yeah.
Other thing that I'll say, if you can, surround yourself with people that are smarter than you.
Yes.
Right, because you'll learn from them. That's the other thing, right? Everybody in the world can teach you something.
Yes.
You have to be humble or smart enough to understand, hey, I can learn this from, good or bad too.
Yeah.
I can learn this from this person. Everybody will be able to teach you something.
Oh, it's amazing. We have been so lucky to bring in some just wildly, incredibly intelligent people to this team, and Steve and I are humbled every day that they want to work with us, and that it's so cool. And humility is a big kind of trend too to success of being open to letting
you have to be humble enough to understand, no, this person is way better than I am.
Yes.
So you do your thing.
Yeah.
I'll help.
Yeah, let me help you be awesome.
That's right, that's right.
That's all we want to do, and that's so exciting. And a client of ours up in a lot of leaders in Dallas. And as I'm thinking about this, we have a client, and as the work world has changed, things have become very hybrid and fluid in the way that since COVID, right? It's very flexible. And one of our clients, he said he's got a lot of very young people who he's like, that they work interesting hours. And he's like, it's not about input, it's about output. I hire people who I trust, they do the job, and if the output's good, I don't care when the input happens. And we've been trying to, that's hard, it's the control thing of.
Right, it is. That goes with my philosophy again. One thing, things that I always say to my guys is, I really don't care about the hours you are spending. I care about the results.
Yeah.
If it's going to take you 5 minutes, if it's going to take a week, but just make it happen. You make it happen whenever it needs to happen. But I don't need you to be here 9 to 5,
Right.
Monday to Friday. I mean, it's the company I work with right now. We're trying a couple of things to bring that flexibility. For example, we implemented something that I call the Friday Initiative.
Okay.
We said, guys, let's work together and let's make sure that we can back every single position up, right? So that we can go on vacation. And if we're able to do that, then we are going to do every month a raffle. And then one of us will get to stay home on Friday.
I love that.
And we implemented, and we did. And we're doing it now. And
Oh, congrats.
Every month we do the raffle thing, and then one person gets to stay home on Friday because we already know that there's a backup for that position. There's not going to be a problem, right? No, things like that. The important thing, again, as you were mentioning, is not really being there all the time, but it's getting the results that need to happen.
Yeah.
I also keep saying, well, if we don't work on the weekends, I mean, if we are not able to do this in 40 hours, then it's our problem. We are doing something wrong. We have a lot of hours in the week to make things happen. So
Yeah.
If we are forcing you or you are trying to work on the weekend, that means that we are doing something that needs to be modified. We need to improve on.
I love that. I love that. That work-life balance is so important. And people say it's a buzzword, but it is important. You don't want them to burn out.
Yeah, absolutely, 100%.
You will burn out.
Yes.
Okay, question number 4.
Right.
We're moving on. This is great, JQ. I'm having a good time.
I'm very happy being here. Thank you.
Okay, so you have said that a strong creative atmosphere is one of the most important aspects of a business and like the development of that business. So for business owners that feel their team might be stuck in some sort of operational mode, how would they jumpstart creativity or innovation again? And see if we can break that down in 1 minute.
Oh, wow. I don't think I could do it in a minute, but I'll try.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
Well, let me shake things up.
Okay.
Just like I mentioned, just doing the same things over and over, it just gets boring after a while.
Yeah.
And yes, you can become an expert on doing things. Oh, this is how you do blah 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 blah. But I think in order for you as a leader, as an entrepreneur, to break that mentality, you need to shake things up. Move things and say, okay, you're doing this position and it's great, perfect. Do you know what so and so is doing on his or her position? No, okay. Why don't you try that for a week? You know, just shake things up a little.
Okay.
Because one of the things is that sometimes we are so efficient that we become like horses, right? We're just looking, just racing and without looking or what's surrounding us. So I'll say, because I only have a minute, that shake things up, right? Make things different for them. Make it fun for them so they can hopefully be able to get out of that boring situation. Right?
Okay, love it. So if shaking it up, I think it's important because not only for the employees, but as business owners, I think we put our heads down and we're like, you're thinking about revenue, you're thinking about growth, you're paying bills. Yeah. Payroll comes up every 2 weeks, and it's that people. It does. It never ends. You pay one, and then you're like, oh, here we go again, and then you got to do the billing, and then you've got to do customer service and employee relations with your own employee. It's you get your head down, and I think that time moves really fast too. It's suddenly it's Friday and. Your whole to-do list didn't get done, and you're kind of there's a lot going on, and so I love the idea of remembering to shake things up for yourself and to kind of reinvigorate yourself as a leader and as an owner, but also for your employees. I love what you said of like switching jobs, because I think people lose respect for what their coworkers do, and you can see when people get very efficient at their jobs. That doesn't mean that the job is easy. But to others, it might look easy, and so when you're like, "Hey, kind of walk a mile,"
that's a perfect way to put it.
Yeah, it's to kind of reestablish some respect in what your fellow colleagues are working on. It's fun, to new space, new tasks, and new eyes. I think that we can get into a groove of how we do things. And that's just how they're done. And you hear a lot, well, we've always done it this way. When you have a new employee come in with new ideas, what do you feel about that, about changing up systems with new ideas?
Well, I try to do that all the time. One of the things, for example, in this company I'm working with, we just hired a number of people. And one of the things that I've done after a month is like, okay, without you being here for many years, without here for long, sorry. Please give me with your fresh eyes perspective of what are we doing that we could do better?
Yeah.
And I got surprised. There are so many initiatives that we are doing now that we're changing. I mean, I just remember just last week, one of our older employees, she told me, you know what? After talking with so and so, because I encouraged him to discuss a particular thing that we wanted to improve. She said, we realized we were just doing Band-Aids and having workarounds. And we were not really going to the root of the problem. Not because of her perspective, it's a new employee perspective. Now we understand that here's the problem, and this is what we need to fix. And I thought that was great that we were able to do that. But it's by asking the right questions or asking them questions about, hey, what do you think? Give me your fresh eyes. For me, it's been great going back to work in a company environment because, I was still an entrepreneur, number of years there. But now that this company convinced me to go back to the corporate world, it's been great to be able to do that myself, just look with fresh eyes. Hey, why are you guys doing this? It reminds me of a story of a college professor who was first class almost. She was talking about her mom, and she was saying, well, this is a great example of why companies should ask themselves, why are we doing this? She said that they were making a loaf of bread,
Okay.
or something like that. Or meatloaf. I don't remember. It's not important. So anyway, so they followed the recipe, they put it in the oven, and then they cut the ends, right? And then remove the ends, and then they put it in the oven. Okay, then daughter asked, Mom, why do we cut the ends? And then the mom says, I don't know, it's just my mom used to do that all the time. Okay, why don't we just ask Grandma? So they went and then asked Grandma, Grandma, why did you cut the ends of this particular dish before putting it in the oven? And Grandma said, oh, because I had a really tiny oven and I couldn't put it on. Right? So sometimes that happens, right? I mean, you keep doing things just because you've been doing it all, it made sense 50 years ago, but
Right.
it doesn't make sense today. It will not make sense tomorrow.
Right. No, that's a great example that we've always done it like this.
Yeah.
No, that's great. That's actually incredibly inspiring because there's so many new ways to do it. And I think that there's this HR hat for a second, is that you have to let new employees need to feel safe enough to be able to give those ideas, because there are cultures and there are environments that is not welcome, and we've done it this way, this is how we do it, we're going to train you. So to allow an employee to feel safe enough to give those ideas and those thoughts, and then for their new colleagues to feel accepting of this new possible change, and it's not, oh, the new person came in and changed the way that I've done my job for 20 years. That's change management it's delicate.
Change is not easy. As humans, we try to avoid change as much as possible. So yes, it's all about fostering a culture of trust.
Yes.
It's okay to make mistakes. It's okay to give suggestions. It's okay. Yes, it's not going to happen overnight. It's
Right.
not going to be in a week or a month or a
Right.
year sometimes.
Right.
But you will eventually get there if they know, even yourself, because you're going to make mistakes, and then you let them know you make mistake, and you let them know you're correcting mistake, they will say, oh, you know what, it's okay, we're all on this together, we'll just keep moving forward. I remember there was a time when somebody made a mistake. It cost the company a lot of money, right? It was back then it was like $20,000, a mistake that it was done there. And then I called this person in my office, right? And he walks in, he said, you're going to fire me, right? He said, and I was like, why would I fire you? I said, you just learned a $20,000 lesson, and this is
That's an investment.
Yes, exactly. This is not going to happen again, right? And sure enough, he became one of the best employees that I ever had. But you have to, as an entrepreneur, as a leader, you have to be able to digest those hits and understand that this is an opportunity to learn, opportunity to grow, and if the company can take it, just run with it. Right?
Yeah. No, that's great, and that is that's a good way to think about that. That is an investment, and it's painful.
Oh, for painful one. It's a huge lesson, but those lessons will stay with you for the rest of your life.
And with him and probably his children. He should never do this.
Probably.
Okay, excellent. So our last question. So you've spent years in wireless technologies also.
Yes.
I'm going to try to get these acronyms correct. So DSSS, FHSS, CDMA, TDMA. I don't know what any of that means, so you're going to have to tell me.
Right.
But now supporting paradigm traffic systems and their expansion. So how is technology reshaping mobility, traffic systems, and multiple infrastructures that we deal with on a day-to-day basis? And what should maybe city-focused or business-to-business owners be prepared for in one Moss Minute?
Wow. Awesome. changes that are happening are amazing. All these acronyms that you were mentioning is really what became Wi-Fi. So
Okay.
it's an easy one.
Okay.
When I started in the industry, Wi-Fi was like something unheard of. You didn't have Wi-Fi in your home. It was, the internet was a
Yeah,
Remember,
took
connect
forever.
the phone, all that,
Yes.
took forever. And what we did with that technology was we're able to communicate traffic devices so they can talk to each other.
Okay.
And see, in every intersection, there's a big metal box.
Mm-hmm.
And on that box, what is essentially a computer. It's a tiny little, we call it traffic controller. It's a tiny little controller. What it does, it communicates with the traffic lights and gives signals. Hey, there's a car here, give it green, give it a number, or whatever, when it needs to be done, right? What happened back then when we started is that we were able to make these controllers, or intersections, talk to each other so that we can then coordinate traffic. And that was a big breakthrough. So now you're able to have green corridors, so they call it, where you're driving. If you're driving at a certain speed, you will get a green light every single intersection, right? So because the controllers can talk to each other.
Okay.
Right. So we're going from that to what is coming is autonomous vehicles. Vehicles that you've seen them probably. There are some major cities you can just call for a car and the car will come and it will drive itself. Right?
Yeah, the way we were just talking about them
that's right,
earlier.
That's right. So the technology is everybody and every car, every person will be able to communicate, talk to each other, and the cities will be able to automatically, almost autonomously, be able to control and dictate where everybody could go or should go, and in a flash, in an instant, you can direct traffic wherever you want it to. So it's
That's amazing.
We can have a whole day just talking about what is coming, but yes, it's all coming. Artificial intelligence, it's all automation, autonomous driving. Sky's the limit, really.
Okay, so you just said a bunch of really cool things, but the one thing I heard was that when you feel lucky on like a Tuesday morning, when you're like, I hit every green light on the way to work, that is not by chance. That's
by design.
That's by design.
That's by
so when
design.
you hit every red light, that's also
by design. Because sometimes engineers have to give priority to the major arteries and not the side roads. So,
Okay.
Unfortunately, yeah.
That's fascinating.
It is. It's a whole industry that a lot of people are not familiar with.
We take it for granted.
We really do.
And when you realize how great it is when a traffic light's out, and then you go back to doing that. Everyone has this understood four-way stop, and you're like, it's a mess.
It is a mess.
It's a mess. So where do you see the biggest opportunity for business in the sector that we're talking about now, traffic and controlling traffic over the next 3 to 5 years?
Well, the most important thing that I believe we need to concentrate on is detection, right? Because it's not just detecting the cars, or is this a car or is it a bus, a bicycle, now pedestrians, right? So if you are able to detect all these things, then you are able to make predictions and you're able to determine what is the best route for everybody to have. So I think detection technologies are really where it's at.
Okay, that's very cool. Can we talk for a minute about our mutual engagement with Paradigm Traffic Systems? Help me understand your role and goal with Paradigm, and how did you find us? Because I think you found us.
Well, it was, again, it goes back to research, right?
Okay.
So we just did a little bit of research. In this case, it wasn't word of mouth. It was just, it was a search, and then you guys pop up, and then we started asking about what you guys do and how you think. And then we have an initial interview, and we just love you guys.
Thank you.
I mean, it is important when, it's kind of like, when you're hiring a consultant, it's almost like hiring an employee.
Yes.
Right? So you do have to have that initial HR interview, and you have to click. It's not just the qualifications, but also the personality.
Absolutely.
Right, and from the get-go, we understood that you guys were going to be able to adapt and run with what we wanted to do. And one of the things that we wanted to do a paradigm traffic. As you know, we're expanding. We were just in Texas, and then we're in Oklahoma, Arizona, New Mexico, et cetera, et cetera. So the idea here is, as I mentioned before, try not to stretch too thin.
Yes.
And make sure that we're doing the right things. And as I mentioned before as well, you want to make sure that the core is solid.
Yeah.
And one thing that we were lacking on was the knowledge of how to deal with other states, the HR, the taxes, payroll, etc. And that's where you guys came in. And it's been great. You guys have done nothing but, I have nothing but praise for what you guys have done.
Thank you. Yeah, Presley's been a big help in that. She's excellent. So talk about you and your role with Paradigm and why they brought you on, because you're relatively new to that organization. Are you a consultant?
5 months.
How much?
5 months.
5 months.
Yes.
If you have such an understanding of, well, it's because of your background and the understanding of that world. But what are your roles and goals with Paradigm? It's an incredible team of awesome people that work there.
Very fortunate. We really are. We are surrounded by very smart people and very knowledgeable people and very efficient at what they do. It's amazing. It's a great organization, and I'm very, very fortunate to be a part of. My role with them is Vice President of Administration. So what I'm trying to do there is exactly that. Just set the core, make sure that we are positioned to take over the world, so to speak.
Yes.
Expand into as many states as we can, expand or internationally, or maybe even bring in some manufacturing to our
excellent
facilities, right? So the idea here, of course, is to grow, to expand, and not just stay in Texas. Well, we're already in our states, but keep expanding.
Keep going. That's great. JQ, it's been great having you on.
Thank you so much.
This edition of the Moss Minute. Your insight into expansions and channel development and creative strategy. It's the future of technology. It's amazing. And it's this kind of technology-driven infrastructure of traffic, and learning that I do need to say that if you're someone driving to work and you hit all the green lights, that's good luck, but it's also by design, and don't let that dictate your day if you hit the red ones, because that's also by design.
You should say, thank God, but also thank the engineer that designed
there we go.
the timing so you can get all those green lights.
All the green lights. Yeah. I love that. And so if you want to connect with JQ or learn more about his work with Segl Consulting or Paradigm Traffic Systems, where can people reach you at?
Well, they can check on my consulting website at cglconsulting.com. Or if you want to reach me by email, will be my name, Joaquin, Joaquin, at seglconsulting.com.
Excellent. And if you're a business owner needing on-site HR, recruiting, payroll support, or employee relations support, let me know. You can come to our website at mossconsulting.com or book time with me on the link below. JQ, thank you so much. And we'll see you on the next episode. By the way. Thank you. We'll see you on the next episode. That was awesome.
Thank you.
It's fast, it's fun, it's the